So I expect a bit more of that. Or B rush.
Wicadia up close. Not able. Oh my god, that's crisp.
Peace.
Oh god, but it's ANTARES.
Oh.
Okay, just the one and done. That's actually a good trade. You'll take that. Knocking out his dual Berettas, getting him out of dark, allowing this bomb plant to come in. Ooh. And now it's all eyes on woxic. 1v2. Notice where the first man is. No idea where Linus has gotten to, but he will get past Tanir. woxic getting him in Eternal Fire. It was always meant to be the Turkish dream team, but now once more he's got to deal with Dark Passage down here in lower. Gonna go for the hunt, and woxic's got it! Pistol round on the back of woxic in the 1v2.
Oh, even that flash doesn't freak out XANTARES. He just walks back. 2A. XANTARES can be the third pretty quickly. He might need to be. Full execute in. Wicadia in the sight. Overwhelmed is woxic. And XANTARES comes swinging through the smoke. They all fight together. Oh my god, it's dangerous. But they just get out advantaged.
XANTARES going hunting. They're both going hunting. They want to try and deal with this Heaven player while they've got him boxed in, but he's crossing paths with Tanir. He feels like he walked into him there. XANTARES hits the go button, and it's just on Tanir. 1v2. They didn't see him up in the heavens, but now they do. They've got that info. It's a double swung. Tanir feels uncomfortable. It's so close to spotting him here. jottAA's going to try go first. Linus collects, but there's that trade. The rest of Heroic in this downtime was setting themselves up to go A. Crazy run out of Youngster, but it might not be enough as Wicadia holds the line. 1v2 in the sight, but Wicadia just keeps on giving, and that AWP is iced out. XANTARES gives chase. Providing Heroic don't lose a single round, they will win this game. Here we are. Setting themselves up for the B play. Linus going to try and come through dark. Bombs moved back around to join them. But this defense has not budged. It's not moved a muscle. First fight now. Linus chewed up by the MP9. Yeah, XANTARES a little bit more.
But the crouching accuracy, that's the problem. Not just the fact he just AD non-stop. And, well, they should have stopped. Trying to enter this site is a death wish for Heroic. Backstab! Good shot, but you're a dead man standing. XANTARES knows it. Onto the Glock. It's
hang
over.
Hang on, he can still win this.
Okay, yeah, sure. If he doesn't lose it, it might be his.
He's picked up the good gun.
Yeah. He's like, shit, I really threw that AWP out? But it'll stop woxic from arming himself. Can he find this close kill?
How broken is the MP9? We're about to... What are you looking for, bro? You threw the AWP away. Come on. XANTARES couldn't do it on the MP9, and so Eternal Fire... That is a really big pressure-relieving kill. Think about how often Youngster's been a nuisance down here in dark, and up until now, Eternal Fire were operating on the back foot throughout the entirety of this round. That meant they felt like they were at the full mercy of this Heroic default. Instead, jottAA taking heads off. Suddenly is xFloud who has to deliver. They've lent him a lot of time on this backstab. They've given him a lot of room to play his hand, but he's been checked, sniffed out, and now dealt with. jottAA hounds them down, and with a little help from the rest of Eternal Fire.
Domed down in dark. Disastrous end to the round as Eternal Fire make the perfect stack, and we might have Heroic kick up the pace a little bit towards his B side. They're scaling dark very fast. Bomb nowhere near. Eternal Fire cycling their nades very well. And the mid control. No secret about it. woxic hits his shot. XANTARES gone from the last round of the half. Eternal Fire looking for that magical number 7.
I mean, this was a good realization from Eternal Fire that they had to switch things up in middle, right? I think it speaks to the strengths of Heroic and how good they've been at taking this mid control, that you force XANTARES to concede that real estate and instead be that guy rotating into A, linking up with Wicadia and leaving middle to woxic on that AWP. He's now holding a very tight line here to try and catch them crossing into camera. woxic, these are the sort of shots he's very comfortable in, and he will nail it. Linus tries to get across and lives to regret it. They might have found XANTARES, sure, but Wicadia still waiting here as that nasty surprise. woxic is dead, caught with nades pulled. Didn't realize they were so deep. 2 2v4 in this as Heroic try to battle back. They've spotted Wicadia.
Oh,
He'll
kill.
get out with one. Now that leaves XFloud in this all alone. 2 kills to his name already. But a hungry jottAAA combo coming knocking. They are split up. 2 1v1s open, but he can't win the first.
Nice setup with the Julies and a bait and switch on upper, but this flash could wreck everything right now. They hear the warning, and the alarm goes off. LNZ just decked, swinging out. Unprepared for Wicadia, so close. Youngsters low as well. This round is looking unwinnable unless XANTARES comes in heroically, gets one, gets out, but also gets taken down to just a single point of health. It's going to be a one-shot and done. jottAAA and woxic land them, and eternalfire walk it over into 8. A pistol on top.
Here you go, look, you can see a little bit haunted by that last round. They play far earlier into B main, and with that comes quite the gift. They're now able to scramble bodies over towards this A site. That is a real ugly fight to lose, though. And here's the mid split. XFloud gives one away. XANTARES caught in no man's land as he's pincered between main and middle.
Yeah, they figured out that Heroic are playing triple B, and they just abuse it again and again. Another really fast A take. Well, this was way faster than the last, and they had the mid split. The XANTARES didn't believe he was running, switching weapon.
Yeah, that round gets so awkward. When XFloud decides to take the fight, when they're smoked off back in main, right as you get the info, there's no one B. It just felt like an odd hill to die on there in the A site. And so in these last few rounds, even now where they try to up the pace with the aggression, this is the CT side in a nutshell. This is why it's so hard to find these CT rounds. It can be so punishing.
But they won ANUBIS in that, didn't they? They won it out the world's best in an overtime
From
affair.
an insane back foot position as well.
Yeah. So we know that they are a top ANUBIS team. Heroic may have expected this pick, but can they put it away? Nice trades out in main, a little bait and switch setup with the SMG. But as we've learned in this map already, don't count eternalfire out of a man down round. It would be 2 in this case. Raja needs a clean B kill. That's an annoying smoke. Maybe boost woxic. Orba's life. Give it all over.
They have a 2v2 over here towards B. This gets really weird if like woxic's able to find someone moving, but there's no real reason to move. Maja instead is the one who has to make the play. A lot of damage, sure, but not the killing blow. And so woxic's best path is to just save this AWP, right? You send Maja in. Even that's now a little bit tentative, isn't it? As they're rushing him down, they know the impact of removing this AWP. Only way eternalfire have one is if woxic saves this. 2 quick kills, 20 seconds left.
Clear.
20 seconds left in an empty B site. They're trying to plug the gap right now with XFloud. woxic, he's stuck in 2 minds, but he decides to try and save, and that might lead to the ultimate punishment. Playing it safe puts him right in the eyes of XANTARES. Oh my god.
Just in case he turns. Oh, he could turn now, though. It doesn't matter. That shot on XANTARES. Filth. But the AWP is back. woxic's got his. Another aggressive round. You got rounds to play with. Let's play. A nice set piece out of main, a fake Molotov that lets him push aggressively as a third A player, and I think XANTARES has realized they're running exactly this setup. B is weak. He's going to go deep into spawn, but he will be sandwiched between 2 CTs. Tanir takes it with ease.
This is a huge red flag for eternalfire. This would be 5 rounds in a row lost on the favored side. They're no longer getting those man advantages. They're no longer threading the needle on these crazy pushes. So often they've been able to get the timings, get the real estate, and be in these positions where you're supposed to win the game. They have had many chances here. But this would be the 5th round in a row on the CT side for Heroic, taking the first in OT. And it feels like there's no reason to drop the ball now if you're Heroic. 5-on-3, you can go static, you can wait for the site here. They've got Wicadia on the chopping block as he makes his way in. It's a nice recovery. X-Floud dead, but caught pulling the pistol is woxic. jottAAA, he's had one great clutch. Gonna need another. Is this guy the new clutch factor for eternalfire? We're gonna see in real time if jottAAA is the real deal. Spots the man in the sight, but can't get past Linus. He's in here with woxic, but the no-scope lands. Little bit of faith in his trusty AWP sidekick. woxic gets rid of the push.
Crazy kill for XANTARES. He tackles XANTARES. A1S to AK. Comes out barely bruised. Okay, eternalfire still maintaining an advantage, and this is a round where Heroic have to gamble. And so that's exactly what they do with the map quiet. They don't want to push into a default. So they just stack, they hope for the best. This is a high-risk play, but it's what it's going to take on CT ANUBIS to win this round. And they still play proactive, pushing back into dark again. eternalfire, if they just walk mid... Oh, stepping con. That's awkward. A camera feels like the best option right now. eternalfire, no need to doubt this. They hear this rotation through Temple. They can just go.
It's good proactive game plan from Heroic at least, right? Trying to make the best out of this situation, but there was no way of stopping this. If it goes A, it was going to be left to the retake, and woxic AWP has mid locked down. Linus has been very, very quiet here, and it's felt forgivable because the individuals have been enough, but he needs to have his impact now if they want to take two on this CT side. Linus delivers. Split the defense though. jottAAA nails the shot in mid, and it's these two, this pesky, fresh-faced duo of Wicadia and jottAAA that is so hard to put a stop to that Linus is now expected to beat. Dodges the flash, sure, but they're not giving him these fights. They're playing it perfectly, wasting his time. Linus trying to beckon them in with those taps. It's not enough. Oh, bro, he really wants to be involved.
Yeah.
He knows he can be the difference maker, but it's going to be a flick required.
Yeah.
And some pious, nice, easy opener collected in middle.
Very big scalp to find. And they can't stay for long jiggling at this B main unless Maja can get this smoke off jottAAA. They're going to fight together. LNZ, he has been a weak point. We've said it before. Maybe that could be a way in. He's not going to challenge the Molotov. B site blocked, not open yet. But this is the end goal of Heroic, surrounding this B site.
When you get yourself a man advantage like this, these are the rounds you're supposed to thrive in if you're Heroic. And it was so free to start it all off. You don't want this to be the one that gets away from you. Maja's trying to make a play. Flashed in through B main. Okay. That's a crazy turnaround. Tenier bested in the head-to-head by the captain of eternalfire. Don't know what that was from jottAAA. Yeah, oh, God. That might be a bit of a heinous misstep there as Linus has destroyed this B hold. They've shuffled out of position for a moment as well. Wicadia leaving the A site has left it wide open for Heroic to move in. He still wants to do something here. Wicadia, nades pulled. Now he's got support. XANTARES arriving. Backs the tag. Oh, man! Wicadia baits them in. XANTARES is the trap. And between the two of them,
LNZ in kind of the star rifle position towards Con every round, but he has been getting it off of eternalfire. He is walking through the smoke. He's playing the fade. What a risky move. But for once, eternalfire are not putting any pressure on this position.
They kind of need to as well, because for the first time they don't have main, right? So there is a bit more pressure to try and fight for dark, and that's why Maja takes that wide swing. This guy's got a great head on his shoulders.
Good block.
Good awareness.
Oh, Heroic are screwed here. This should be group stage qualification progression for eternalfire. They're running into a stack.
XANTARES and jottAAA both here. jottAAA gets that important trade, and it's all eyes on some pious. 1v4, odds against him. jottAAA ends it with the wide swing. For eternalfire, relief sets in as those group stages are secured. Heroic have to keep on battling, unable to make a very limited list list of teams that have taken a map off of Eternal Fire.
Yeah, but Heroic, damn right, damn good as they show up yet again in a series and take it all the way. They are proving they are more than the sum of their parts. This new roster with Saw behind them, proving to be a deadly squad with a lot of firepower and a bright future. They will play big for that final chance to get through to the group stage as Eternal Fire start their Katowice run. Keep an eye on these guys. I think we're in for something big.
We may very well be indeed, but we will see. Heroic does get another chance, and I'm really excited to see them play big tomorrow. But